Hey everyone, the Beard Baron here today with episode 20 in 2020 of Ask the Beard Baron. I'm excited to get into these questions that you guys send to me from around the internet, whether it's social media, through the website, email. If you got questions, drop them down below. Definitely like, subscribe, share. All my social media links are down below. So let's get to the questions right now. Joe Forgione from YouTube. Hey Baron, hope you're well. I'm doing good. Love the videos. You mentioned that you maintain your sidelines on a weekly basis. How do you do that? I always struggle with those and I can't really get a clear view of them when I turn my head, and when I use a hand mirror to look into the mirror, it just feels extremely unnatural as everything is opposite. This is a great question about maintaining my sidelines. These are what run from the earlobe down the side of my neck on both sides of my beard. Sidelines. What I do is I use a razor. I'll probably do an actual how-to tutorial on this, but I'm going to kind of walk you through the principle of it. And like Joe, what you said is absolutely right. Working with mirrors is a little tricky, and it's going to take some practice because you're going to be working in opposite. So you have to kind of like train your hand and your eye of like working in an opposite kind of manner. But I use a razor, and just like even a disposable razor, you could use an actual like safety razor, and I just carve a line and just follow it right down. But the trick is not to turn your head too much and keep your shoulder away like this, because it distorts the whole entire line. So when you're carving this line, you want to keep your shoulder square, just like this. Keep that shoulder square with your body, so that way you're having a nice straight line. It's going to take a lot of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes very natural. Like I said, to start with, it's very unnatural. But practice makes perfect. That's like all things that come with your beard when it comes to trimming and shaping. The sidelines is a tricky one. I can do it right now with just a mirror. Some people like to use a dual mirror setup. You use a hand mirror next to your bathroom mirror. You can hold it there and you can have a nice square chest and shoulder and carve it right down. I'll have to do a video. It'll be much easier to explain visually. Captain Lovett from YouTube. My main man, Captain Lovett. I'm glad he's on Ask the Beard Baron right now. I love you, dude. Captain Lovett from YouTube asks, on cold days, the warmth of my breath usually destroys the wax bomb on my mustache, leaving an unkept mess. Any advice on combating this? The trick with cold days in your mustache, especially for mustaches that go past the upper lip and cover the mouth, is you're going to deal with a lot of condensation just from the heat of your breath with the cold air. The moisture condenses there, it becomes very wet, very like a sopping kind of mess. Especially like when you go outside and you come back inside. I usually have to like wipe off with paper towels when I come in, otherwise it's just this weird, a wet mustache. Wax and balm help combat this a bit, and not to the point that you're going to eliminate it. You're just going to have to live with the fact that your mustache is going to put up a fight and want to have condensation on it on a very cold day. The warm breath is going to do it. There's no real way to stop that. You want to keep breathing, obviously. So this is a kind of a situation where you're going to have to just live with the fact that your mustache will probably not be up to speed in the style sense on a very cold day when you're out and about. When you do get back indoors, you can restyle it, you can you play around with it a bit, you can reshape it with your fingers, you can run some combs through it, you can reapply a product if you'd like to, just to get you back into that mode of having a styled mustache. But when you're out and about, you have to deal with the natural elements, unfortunately. Jim from YouTube asks, wood comb versus plastic comb? Well, Jim and everyone else who's been watching, maybe been following me for a while, I always recommend the combs I carry on thebeardbaron.com. These are acetate plastic. They're handmade. They're not made in a press where you'd have those weird seams along each tooth that could really damage a beard. And guys usually ask about combs, and that a comb is just a comb. And I used to think the same thing until you get your hands on one of these, a high quality acetate comb. It's amazing the difference between a cheap one versus a well-made one. For me, I prefer plastic combs because I think the price to the value ratio is spot on. I think they're priced just right for what it does. Very dependable, easy to clean. For me, it's a personal preference why I like them. Wood combs, on the other hand, are fantastic. I find that they can be a little bit more expensive, but there's some really beautiful wood combs out there. You can get them in all sorts of different finishes, different woods. They're great to look at. Some of them tend to be a little bit thicker, bigger than these combs. So it's another personal preference of what you like to hold in your hand and run through your beard. You can't go wrong with either, but for me, plastic combs. Thanks again, everyone, for watching Ask the Beard Baron here at episode 20. I love answering your questions, so definitely leave one down below. Hit up the website, thebeardbaron.com. Drop me an email if you want. You know where to find me. All the links are down below, as always. Guys, I love talking to you. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, take care.